and ready.
Him, but you stole it.
Stole that shit. That's what I do.
Don't start. Don't start.
I stole that shit.
And they did it again. Apex is now recycling yet another Titanfall ability from Ion, the Vortex shield. And I think it's coming to the wildcard mode, which is a temporary mode where they're testing out a lot of stuff. So it's not in the base game for all the legends, just for that one certain mode. But still, it's one of the Titanfall abilities, and we've seen it at the launch of Apex with like the grapple of Pathfinder, Stim with Octane. I think that was that was the second season with Octane. And yeah, many other abilities as well. Which is okay. I mean, they're in the same universe, but I don't know, after almost, how many years is it now? It's been 7 years since Apex released, if I'm not mistaken, and we're still getting stuff from Titanfall, and a lot of people are not happy about this. I was browsing through Twitter in the morning and yesterday, and people are going wild. Thousands of people arguing that Respawn is just rage baiting the Titanfall community at this point with the Apex updates, and I kind of chuckle when I read the tweets. I mean, at this point, we've been through a lot, and a lot of people take it very seriously to this day. Personally, I don't do it that much. I think it just has a bad taste, in my opinion, but it's not that deep for me anymore. I think back in the day when the Titanfall servers were getting DDoS and we had a lot of issues, everything that has any like Titanfall relation in Apex was just disrespectful, because they let the game die for quite a while. It took a while to fix it, and well, we can play now, but there's still issues with the servers, people hacking, and doing bad shit in the game. And crashing lobbies, just like back in the day. It's just not that blatant, like it only affects certain lobbies. So the game is not really okay, you could say, but it's technically playable on PC right now. Also with the Steam sale, we already have like a few more new players here. But the game is not doing amazing. It's doing okay, just like before, I guess. Before the DDoS, we already had like 2,000 players. And now we're just sitting at roughly the same 2,000, 3,000, sometimes 5,000 when there's a Steam sale. But it just has a bad taste to just keep recycling Titanfall abilities. And yeah, I think even the Apex players don't seem like super happy about this ability, because, well, it's kind of overpowered. There's no counter for it. Instead of like, well, you can just stop shooting into the shield. Like, Legion mains need to learn that. But also, we can't forget that Apex is part of the Titanfall universe, and if you paid close attention when Apex launched, and if you have played Titanfall 1 and 2, you see Titanfall everywhere. Lots of the like buildings, containers. I think also some of the cars, like trucks that are standing around on Apex. I'm pretty sure there are some, or like Skull Town. The flyers. Titanfall is everywhere in that game. Of course, the weapons kind of obvious. Some of the abilities and executions, it's everywhere. So I can't really be super mad about them recycling another one, and I don't think it crossed a line like my thumbnail says, kind of clickbait. For a lot of people, it kind of did, but I think we've seen worse before. Back in 2022, Respawn released the legend Valkyrie, who's the daughter of Viper, and that was around half a year after Respawn dropped the absolute banger treat of all time, which was, contrary to what some folks are reporting, Titanfall is still the very core of our DNA. Who knows what the future holds? And keep in mind, that was around the time where the hacker DDoS attacks were already going on for, I think, around 4 or 5 months, and the community was very frustrated at that point, and that tweet gave a lot of people some hope. But, well, people were also super mad. Like, people were hoping for something Titanfall related in Apex or Titanfall 3 to make up for the dying Titanfall 2, but well, nothing ever came around, and the fix for the Titanfall 2 lobbies only happened in 2023, if I'm not mistaken. I know, well, we all know that we had the North Star servers, but the real game, I think, took around 2 years to get properly fixed. And yeah, I think that was probably where they did cross the line already with that, to just recycle more and more Titanfall stuff. I mean, I gotta say, I love these stories of the Outlands trailers all the time, because we would get a glimpse of what Titanfall could have been with some animated series and more of the lore coming in. It looked amazing, I gotta say that. And I do have 1,000 hours in Apex. I did play the game quite a bit. Definitely didn't enjoy it as much as Titanfall, like if I compare the hours and the overall enjoyment in these hours, but I've played Apex a fair bit. While I think it's okay that some people are frustrated, we have to keep in mind that Apex is probably the only reason that Titanfall 2 is still alive right now. And the reason is that Apex is successful, and if it wasn't, EA would have probably already pulled the plug. Look at Anthem. Anthem was a game, I'm not sure when it released, I think 2019, 2020, something around that. Kind of open world, looked very, very cool. Killed your PC though, with so many frames that were dropping. It was incredible. It looked amazing, but man, it was hard to play, and the game was lacking like a lot of the substance, like the story and everything. It was PvE. It looked very cool. Played it for a bit, but game kind of died off pretty quick, and EA just recently pulled the plug on it and took it off the store and nuked the servers. And well, I think Titanfall is older than this one, and well, it still has an active player base, and we have the Steam sale every once in a while, like every 1 or 2 months. It's coming. So EA is still making a bit of money. Probably not enough for them to say like, oh yeah, we're gonna keep this going for forever and ship updates with content, but at least it's something to keep the game alive. And while Apex is there, Respawn is hopefully gonna protect the game for another few years down the road. Also, I think we should be careful what we wish for, because the original Titanfall developers are mostly not at Respawn anymore. I don't know exact numbers, but I've been told so. And yeah, like what can you expect from a company that founded Titanfall and Apex when they don't even have anyone that worked on Titanfall anymore there? Like, not a lot of people at least. So anything that would come out of that is probably gonna be pretty different from what we know, and a lot of people are not looking forward to that. I think that's the general mood in the community right now. Over the years, like 2020, 2021, we got some Titanfall stuff in Apex, and people were like, oh my god, it's gonna happen, they're teasing it. Nothing ever came, and people were still hyped back then, but the mood has completely switched, I think, in the last 1 or 2 years, where we've seen that most of the Titanfall devs are not even there anymore. So the skepticism is definitely justified. What I personally hope for is that we at least get something for the 10-year anniversary. Keep in mind that Titanfall 1 is off the stores as of right now. You cannot buy the game on EA anymore. You can get physical copies, I think, but nothing online anymore. And I think the servers are pretty much dead for PC, except for the modded version. So for the 10-year anniversary, I hope that they would do something about the people that are still crashing lobbies to this day, like they were doing back in 2021. Because it still happens occasionally. There's some cheaters, of course, but you can't really do much about that. They're just gonna keep buying new accounts. But at this point, any form of recognition would be
nice.
You know, just don't post anything like, yeah, who knows what the future holds. Just don't give me that. Just tweet something like, yeah, we guys at Respawn, we know that you are still out there, that you're still supporting the game, making content for it, playing, bringing your friends in, you know, any form of recognition. That would That would be nice, you know, but I mean, I hope I'm not asking for too much. Maybe we will get a small update like we got in 2023 for the anniversary. Kind of random that it happened back then. We did get an anniversary update in 2023 with a new map coming to Frontier Defense, the Coliseum lobby changing, and some fixes. And I think there was also some new modes temporarily. And then nothing happened last year in 2025, and I think nothing in 2024 as well. So yeah, I don't know why it just happened there. So I think for the 10-year anniversary, they have to do something. If they're gonna do, I don't know. I just hope for it. If you're a Titanfall 2 fan, the game is still live and playable on all platforms, even though PS5 is kind of struggling with player count. Xbox is doing somewhat okay with around 1,000 players. PC has 2,000 to 3,000, so it's definitely worth getting the game on Steam. It's usually $3 to $5 there, so definitely worth picking up. If you're interested in more Titanfall content, make sure to follow. I'll be hosting the Titanfall Community Days in the future, like we did in February and in March. The event is just about people like coming together to experience the game again. There's no certain rules of what you need to do on that day. Just hop on, play the game, whether it's campaign, multiplayer, whether you play private matches or public matches or speedrunning some stuff, hosting a tournament, being in a tournament. There's no rules. Just play the game. Just play the damn game, and have a good day, have a good time with us here. Yeah, I'll be posting a streamer list on my Discord of everybody who's participating that day that I know. And even if you're not on that list, you can just stream the game and put Titanfall Community Days in your title. I just want to have like one day a month where we all just come together and have a good time. And the recent events were pretty nice. I gotta say that it was amazing to see so many people in the Twitch directory and people hosting matches. Just amazing. So I'm looking forward to the next one. There's no date for April yet, but it's gonna be somewhere at the end of the month. The last times it were on the 28th, which was in both cases a Saturday on the last weekend of that month. It's not going to be that for this month, I think, but I'll announce everything in my Discord very soon, so make sure you join that. We also play some private matches there during the week, even if I'm not live, and the community is pretty active there, so if you want to be part of that, make sure you join. I'll be streaming on Twitch on the weekends. Check that out. I also have some Titanfall merch if you're interested. I just basically put the silhouettes of characters, weapons, and Titans on there, and if you want anything specific, it's completely customizable. Just shoot me a DM. We can think about a cool design for you. Yeah, if you haven't already, go follow me on my other platforms like the Titanfall meme page on Instagram and TikTok. I think that's kind of it. So if you were enjoying the video, make sure you follow, and I'll see you next time. Peace.